which animal species except humans, if it were to suddenly become extinct, would cause an extinction event again on Earth, and why? So what's an extinction event? An extinction event is a catastrophe, a biological catastrophe, in which something happens on the planet which causes a significant percentage of the life forms or species on the planet to go completely extinct. So that's an extinction event. And the last extinction event that we know of happened about 66 million years before today. It happened as a consequence of the Chicxulub impact event, in which a comet or meteorite impacted the Earth around somewhere around uh, the Yucatan province region of Mexico, and it killed off the non-avian dinosaurs and significant percentage, more than 90% of the species on the planet. So that was the last extinction event that happened, that we know of. Significant extinction event. Now today, what one animal species, if it were to go extinct, except for humans, would cause an extinction event? That's the question. Uh, I would say it would take more than one animal species to go extinct. But I can one of the most important classes of animals on the planet are the phytoplankton and the zooplankton. The phytoplankton are microscopic plants, photosynthetic microorganisms that live in the oceans, and they produce a significant portion of the world's oxygen. And the phytoplankton are the primary producers of oxygen in the oceans. And then you have zooplankton, which are microscopic animals, microorganisms. They feed on the phytoplankton, and then you have fish and whales and other marine animals that feed on the zooplankton. Okay, so you have phytoplankton, which are microscopic plants, microorganisms, and you have zooplankton, which are microscopic animals. These two, I would say, are extremely important. If the phytoplankton, for example, were to go extinct, a significant percentage of the oxygen that's produced on the planet would no longer be produced. And if the phytoplankton go extinct, then the zooplankton will very quickly go extinct, because they will have nothing to eat. And then the oceans could turn anoxic, which means that they would not have sufficient oxygen in them to sustain other fish and other life forms like fish and other various kinds of animals. So you could have a significant extinction event happening in the oceans. And if the oceans die, then obviously it's going to cause repercussions on land, because oceans are two-thirds of the planet's surface area. And then whichever animals, mammals, etc., feed on fish and marine life, they would start going extinct. So you could have a domino effect being caused by this. So I would say one of the animal classes of animals are the plankton, the phytoplankton and the zooplankton. If they go extinct, it's going to be disaster on planet Earth. Another one that I could think of is the pollinating insects. So on land, you have much of the land area of the Earth which is covered by vegetation, plants, trees, grasses, and all that. Okay, and many of these are flowering plants and trees and so on. Lots of crops, for example, are flowering crops that we all depend on, humans. Now these flowering plants and trees and crops and all, they depend on insect pollinators. So what are insect pollinators? These are insects that go from flower to flower, plant to plant, and to and they seek the plant's nectar. And while seeking the plant's nectar, they end up cross pollinating the plants. So plants, they have pollen in their flowers, and when a bee or any of these insects goes from one flower to another, it ends up pollinating the other flowers, the other plants. And that is the process of asexual reproduction that plants have. So these pollinating insects, they obviously, we know about bees, everyone knows about bees, but we also have flies and butterflies and beetles, etc. These are vital pollinators. And if these were to go extinct, it could cause extinction events among the plants. And if the plants start going extinct, then we could go extinct. So that's what I can think of off the top of my head. uh, the zooplankton, the phytoplankton. First of all, the phytoplankton, then the zooplankton, and then the third class of animals would be the pollinating insects. If any of these three goes extinct, then it's going to be a disaster on the planet, and it could cause a mass extinction event. All right.